All right, y'all, here we are, Andy with Muscle in the Mountains. Once again, I'm here with my buddy Lawrence. How you doing, brother?
Doing just fine for a cold day.
Although we're out here in December filming this amazing car. Now, this is your 69 Plymouth GTX, right?
That's correct.
Awesome, awesome. Let's check out this incredible ride. So great to be able to hang out here with Mr. Lawrence Reel again, and another one of his fantastic cars. This is actually the third one of his cars that we've filmed. We did recently, we did his 67 Charger, which is a fantastic, gorgeous, beautiful blue car. But quite some time ago, we did a, what was it, a business coupe? Is that right?
Yeah, a 35 Plymouth business coupe.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I love a 69 GTX.
Well, I did too. This is my second one, the exact same color as I had back in the day.
Wow. So, back in, when was it? When did you have the other one?
Second time I come back from Vietnam in 1969.
Wow.
June of 69, I drove by the Plymouth dealership, saw one just like this sitting in the showroom floor.
Right.
So I traded in a 67 Buick GS 400 convertible for it.
Wow.
This car caught my eye right off the bat, and the rest is history.
Right. So you got one that looked identical to this.
That's correct, yeah.
That car didn't survive.
No, unfortunately, we put it on its roof. It had 111,000 miles on it.
Oh.
You know, back in the day, you're
sure
supposed to be bulletproof. But
right. Well, that's a heartbreaking tale, but it's not the first one I've heard like that. So you wanted that car back?
Yeah, eventually, you know, after the family's raised and
sure.
And off, I just when I retired, I decided to just go looking for one, and found this one in Wire Shoals, South Carolina. Of course, it wasn't in this shape; it needed restored.
Yeah.
And before I could get down there, the car got sold.
Oh no!
So 6 months later, the exact same car popped up in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Wow.
So took a little cash with me this time and went over and purchased it and had it restored.
Awesome. So you didn't let it get gone that time?
No, no.
There you go. Well, I've heard more than one tale of a similar situation where, you know, we've all got that car that we remember, you know, from whenever, back when, right? You know, the car that we fell in love with, and you know, some guys, very few, some guys are lucky enough to still have that car. Most people sold it at some point, you know, to raise a family or whatever, you know, that happened. Some, like in your situation, the car didn't survive. The car got destroyed. But then, you know, at some point we go looking for that car again, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a few people are blessed enough to be able to recreate that time like you have done here.
Yeah.
I think that is so amazing. You know, that's one of the things, you know, I love these cars, but I love the stories and the interaction that people have and the memories that people have, you know, associated with these cars. And there's something about the muscle cars of the 60s and early 70s that is just really, really special and you know, creates a lot of these feelings that people have, right?
Oh yeah, those were the days. You could go into a dealership and practically order most anything you wanted. Just go down the list and check it off. But this one, one like this one, it was on the showroom floor, so I didn't order it.
Right. And that's also a tale that I've heard in some other cases, that a lot of people did, like you did, you know, come back from Vietnam, and then that was the thing they did, was they bought a new car.
Oh yeah.
Right. And a lot of times it was these cars, you know, these late 60s, early 70s cars. And so, yeah, that's awesome. Now, I think that a lot of people could say that a 1969 of whatever the make or model was kind of the pinnacle of cars.
Yeah, you could get most anything, all different brands, different engine combinations. It was just unlike today's, you got to order a package to get, different things, and to get some things you don't want. But then, like I said, you could go down the checklist and check off what size motor, engine, transmission, interior, color combination.
Right.
The best of times, I call it.
Yeah. And so the Plymouth GTX is definitely an example of that best of times.
Oh, yeah.
So this car, a base engine was a 440.
Right, that's the base engine on a GTX. The only other engine option you could get was the 426 Hemi.
Wow. And this 440 was no slouch.
No, it's
So rated 375 horse, but in certain applications, it would perform with, or maybe even outperform the Hemi.
Yeah, usually on the low end when you first take off, they would probably stay with a Hemi until you got, second gear or whatever. But I got a good tell if you want to hear it.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
A friend of mine, when we were stationed up in Michigan, he had a '69 Roadrunner 426 Hemi.
Yeah.
But his speedometer only had 120 on it.
Okay.
Well, my GTX had 150 on it. So, long roads, wide roads, we decided to go out and see what his Roadrunner would do.
Right.
But he didn't get a chance to do it. By the time I got up to 100, he would kicked in the other 4-barrel and left me.
Yeah.
And I thought, he said, well, how much were you doing? And I said, well, we were doing 120 plus.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Wow.
Back in the day, not much traffic, and you're young.
Right. I love those stories. As I was telling you earlier when we were talking, my father's a retired state trooper. And so I have some interesting stories from him with his 440 Plymouth Fury that are maybe told from the other side of things in some of those situations. But there's some great stories. But this car is just so gorgeous. These B-body cars, they're beautiful. It's a larger car, but really when you look at it next to cars today, it's really not.
Yeah, that was, back in the day, this was a mid-sized car.
Right.
You had the little Valiant, was smaller, and then you had the Fury, which was a bigger car. But
right.
This was kind of in between.
Yeah.
And it was still like 4,200 pounds, so it was a heavy car.
Yeah, that's a lot of car. Such great styling. The 68, 69s look a lot alike.
Correct.
But, of course the 68 has the little round lights. These are actually reflectors, correct?
That is
They're
correct.
not even lights.
Right, and I don't know how they got away with it back then, but, it was...
and then in 70 they went back to lights, but the larger ones like this.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, that's so nice. So cool. Now what's this color called?
This color is Sunfire Yellow.
Wow. Now I love the vinyl top. Of course you got to have a great place to keep them, but a vinyl top is just a really iconic and really cool. I love the vinyl tops.
It kind of splits up the color a little bit. I just like the color combination with the black top, and then you had the
right
flat black belt line.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Very, very cool.
And it had the little white reflective stripe that run
right
along that.
That's awesome. Let's take a look at the inside. I absolutely love the interior trim on the GTX. They had a lot of the wood grain stuff. The gentleman's muscle car, right?
That's what they called it back in the day when it came out in '67.
Right. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, that's a gorgeous ride. And they're comfortable.
Yeah, the one I had back in the day didn't have the factory air on it, so it was a bit warm. And when
right.
I was stationed in Florida after leaving Michigan. But this one, as I've got older, I'm in it for the comfort now. So we put an add-on air conditioner, aftermarket.
Right.
Keep things cool.
Okay. Of course, that's not a problem this first week of December.
No.
There was snow at my house yesterday.
Yeah.
But we're down here at the lake.
Back in the day, I was more interested in horsepower than I was.
Right. For sure. That's awesome. All right, so here is that big old 440 Super Commando. So cool.
And this was a numbers matching car. That's the original. Engine, transmission, carburetor.
Wow.
The only thing that's different is the aftermarket air that we put on.
Right.
But other than that, it's original to the car, and it hasn't been rebuilt. We just done a top end head job, new valve guide seals. And
okay.
typical, but it's
very cool. So you were telling me about the engine colors on the MoPar. So 69 is when they went to the orange?
Yes.
And before that it was a turquoise.
Yeah, it was a factory turquoise.
Wow. So this was the first year of the orange motors for the MoPars. Very cool. Man, that's awesome.
Well, that's 440 now. Your 383s were turquoise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the 383 was still turquoise in 69?
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat. Good information. Wow. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this one. Gorgeous 1969 Plymouth GTX 440. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much again, Lawrence, for showing us another one of your cars. I look forward to doing this again on some more. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later, brother. Thanks, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.